Hello, welcome to the SWF Universe. I am Mazza, your SWF commentator, and we're taking a look at StoryMania 8, SWF WCW ECW Uncensored, originally called WWE WCW ECW Uncensored, but renamed for revisionist storylines and such. This one started a couple months earlier, and it started around Survivor Series, the storyline year before, at the end of year 7, where very similar to the actual WWE invasion, where WCW, ECW, and the Alliance invaded, you saw, again, little by little, an invasion picking up. Well, this was about the midway point. It went from pretty much Survivor Series year 7, and it concluded at Survivor Series year 8. Obviously, the SWF prevailed in the end. But this was kind of the crossroads of the whole thing, where the WCW ECW was going to pick up big time at StoryMania 8. They had pretty much invaded the company. The StoryMania 7 was, Carmageddon year 7 was called Starrcade. And they were pretty much taking over. They were pretty much invading the shows, invading the matches, and pretty much taking over. And pretty much at this point, it was the SWF WCW ECW company. It was pretty much a one-merged company for this particular storyline year. This was a shitload of fun this whole year. This whole storyline, this whole angle was a shitload of fun. It was absolutely fun, awesome. It was creative. It was everything, all that, in a bag of chips. Now, this StoryMania was good. But it just wasn't like StoryMania 4, 6, and 7 so far. But it was still good. It was still on par. But I think that this storyline, for that whole storyline year, was good. There was so much about it. The storylines going into the show, the storylines in the months after, to the final Survivor Series showdown later that storyline year in year 8. But this was just awesome. And this was the big event, so I called it Uncensored, just because it sounded pretty damn cool, because it was pretty much nothing to stop anyone, so it was great. Team WCW had Jack Canada, and Jack Canada, this was really the point in Jack Canada's career. Like, he had beaten Shawn Michaels at StoryMania 7, but he was kind of basically just the Survivor Series 97 Stu Hart Dungeon, Bret Hart trained guy. And he really didn't have any other purpose. It was like, he avenged the screw job, but this was really where Jack Canada started getting his identity. Because again, the WWE screwed Bret, and since it's basically the SWF screwed Bret. So, why would Jack Canada help the SWF? He jumped ship to WCW and ECW, so he did. And he helped them out. So Team WCW of Jack Canada, Booker T, and Kevin Nash defeated Team SWF WWE, Kurt Angle, Kane, and Christian in an elimination match. Jack Canada was the sole survivor. And this was really a match for Jack Canada, where he really established himself and really pushed himself. And definitely got himself into main event status in a year from now that you'll learn about in StoryMania 9. Two Gangsta and Bud Corona were at odds. The Bad Boy Corps was pretty much separating. It was defunct, and there was some problems in the Bad Boy Corps. And Bud Corona turned heel, and Two Gangsta got sick of it. So Two Gangsta defeated Bud Corona to win the U.S. Championship at StoryMania 8. Team ECW, Rob Van Dam, Sellout Chris Benoit, and Rhyno defeated the SWF's Team Extreme, which was a stable led by Diamond Madano, Brucker Munson, that biker MMA guy I told you about in the last video, and Max Blaze's cousin, Adam Blaze, no longer a character around, but it was Diamond Madano, Brucker Munson, and Adam Blaze. And Adam Blaze had sold out the Bad Boy Corps months earlier, feuded with Max Blaze, then jumped ship to Team Extreme with Diamond Madano. Eric Bischoff defeated Vince McMahon in a street fight. The SWF Championship, which was probably, in my opinion, the best match of the night. Max Blaze was once again the Rumble winner, and Roderick Rage was the heel, and Roderick Rage was the SWF champion. And this was a good back-and-forth contest. Rage overpowered Max. Very similar to Brock versus Max Blaze. And Max Blaze kept fighting, and Roderick Rage kept giving all he had. It was back and forth, but in the end, Max Blaze won off the Max N. What no one really picked up on, though, was Max Blaze's bad boy text was in red. And you'll find out in the next match what the significance of that was. So move on to the main event. WCW's Goldberg defeated The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, John Cena, and Batista in an elimination match to retain the World Heavyweight Championship / WCW Championship. It came down to Goldberg and Triple H. The SWF's Max Blaze broke in the chamber to what we all thought was to help Triple H, but he shockingly attacked Triple H, turning heel, and Max Blaze joined forces with WCW, carrying along with him the new SWF Championship he had just won in the previous match. And as this event ended, it was Goldberg as the World Heavyweight Champion / WCW Champion, and Max Blaze as the SWF Champion. And yes, folks, this was the one where the SWF did not win, and Max Blaze joined forces all the way till the end. He never turned on the WCW or ECW, but Max Blaze would spawn a WCW shirt for the rest of that angle. But it was Stone Cold and Cena and Batista who beat Goldberg, Sting, and Max Blaze at Survivor Series. And it came down to Austin and Sting. And Austin at Survivor Series Year 8 put away Sting, and the SWF prevailed. And that was it. That was how it all went down. And Sting didn't appear in this contest. He ended up showing at a later time. And Goldberg and Max Blaze prevailed at StoryMania 8, and that was the second SWF Championship in a row at StoryMania for Max Blaze. And we'll be back next with StoryMania 9. Thank you. Bye-bye.